Hello and welcome to the DOME Copilot demonstrator. So as you can see, it's a simple user interface built upon Gradio. For this example, we'll be using two PDF files, so the AlphaFold 2 main paper and the supplementary file. There's an optional DOI that you can add in, which will pull in the publication metadata through the OpenAlex API. And then it's as simple as clicking Generate DOME Annotations, and it will start. As you can see on the readout, it's first starting to do the embeddings, which is embedding the text from the PDFs to be processable by the large language model. And on the right, you can see across each field the standard expected time for the entire run to go. So it's just over 3.5 minutes at 220 seconds approximately. And this entire run takes close to 4 minutes by the end. So as the embeddings are generating, it takes a little while, and then it will run the check to make sure it's an AI relevant publication before processing further to avoid running the task. And if it's not relevant, you can see it completes and it passes that. It pulls in the publication metadata through the OpenAlex API as the DOI was provided. If not, it will extract it from the text where available and avoid filling the PMCID and PMID fields otherwise. The large language model is now processing and generating the annotations based on the DOME questions for the transparent reporting of the AI methods within those PDFs. So you can see the first question field here, the dataset provenance, and it's explaining the AlphaFold dataset provenance sources, so all of the different databases, PDB, Magnify, UniClust, and so on. It then moves progressively through all of the different DOME fields, which is an acronym for Dataset, Optimization, Model, and Evaluation. There's a total of 21 fields besides the publication metadata field, which will fill. So currently it's moving through all of the dataset ones. It's generating the dataset availability, so it's pulling out a lot of the URLs and structuring this. You can see it structures it with Markdown currently. While the system is not infallible and it can miss out on information, where it's not confident, it will generate not enough information available. Although the main issue is that sometimes, due to the processing size, it may miss certain pieces of information, but we've provided it with quite a complex case to show the more extended end of its capacity to generate transparent DOME reports, describing the AI methodology for the AlphaFold 2 paper case, and it does quite a good job at this. We do explain the example in our preprint, and give an evaluation at the field it does better or worse at, and in general it does quite well alongside the comparison to the human curator. Here it's on the optimization fields of those DOME fields, the DOME fields, so the optimization. So here it's describing the fitting. Next, go into the regularization. While the system is not perfect, it is designed so that as these annotations come out, the human author, curator, can actually go through and amend any mistakes, any missing information, and complete that human-in-the-loop annotation for the generated DOME transparency report. The design is supposed to be with human in the loop so that you can get the most confident and accurate reports. By itself, it is not a perfect system, and we're fully aware of that. But over time, as increased frontier models perhaps are experimented with, the capacity will drastically increase. We use open source models for this, but it still performs quite well at text extraction, summarization. And you can see for the model duration, it pulls out information, for example, on the hardware, such as TPUs that were used and GPUs. Model availability, again, it pulls out all of the relevant code sources and tooling sources. So you see the DeepMind AlphaFold GitHub is linked to there. And then it is almost about to complete. And once it's complete, all of these annotations are generated as a JSON, which can be downloaded and used and refined, or help refine your methods. Can be used to support your transparency report alongside your main publication when submitting to a journal to help reviewers. And other use cases. It took around 250 seconds, 57 seconds total. And here you can see the JSON. That's the entire system demo. Thank you.